Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another VOD review. Another Tristana VOD review, of course, as I'm a one-trick on the NA server. Now, we're still stuck in mid-Emerald, sitting currently at Emerald 2, 27 LP. But I'm feeling, quite a bit more confident these days on how I'm playing. I do feel that uh, I will eventually get there to Diamond. Just a matter of being a little bit more consistent, a little bit less tilt. The game I want to go over today is this one right here. As you can see, I got a nice little quadra kill, so that should be fun to watch near the end of the game. This was a tough one against a Varus. Um, I tend to struggle into Varus, so we'll take a look at the lane phase, see if I can do anything different, and then we'll have some fun and watch that quadra kill at the end. So taking a quick look at the champions, we are Tristana Nautilus into Varus Pantheon, so engage versus engage. Although Pantheon has the exhaust, Nautilus ran the ignite. Now, Varus has a surprising amount of uh, damage, so it's kind of hard to just jump on him and all in him because they are probably just going to kill you before uh, you get a chance to get all your damage off as Tristana. So this is sort of a stalemate lane, in my opinion, where neither side really wants to engage on the other, yet Varus has the advantage of being able to poke you with his Q, so and also with his W. So it's not really a great lane. I mean, you can go all in on the Varus if Nautilus hooks him at full health and you're um, near your own tower. But in most likelihood, what's going to happen is that Varus is going to poke you down, and then even once you're by your own tower, you're still not going to feel super comfortable going all in because you're not full health. So sometimes I do rely on jungler intervention for this lane. It is a little bit of a tricky one. We'll see how it plays out. And then we got in the jungle Talon versus Poppy. So Poppy is not something I really like to. Poppy's kind of a jungler that makes me not want to fight very much because if she comes into your lane, then she's gonna, if you try and W out, she can flash W you and stop you from dashing and stop you from flashing. It's quite annoying. Uh, and then the Talon doesn't have much gank setup, so we will see how this goes. Camp in the front brush just to see if they walk up too early. They don't. So we just try and get the push on this wave, see if we can hit level 2 first. This is a good trade. Um, so what happens is I kind of bait the Pantheon onto going onto me into my like while I'm standing in my caster minion, so he takes a bunch of damage from that. Varus isn't really close enough to follow up because Nautilus is standing there ready to root him, which allows me to get a few autos off on him to proc the bomb. So pretty critical that I allow the Pantheon to stun me there based on the positioning of the supports. And that's what caused this to be a pretty good trade. If that hook had hit, then Varus probably would be dead. So this lane's going pretty well so far. We do need to watch out for Poppy at this point. Nautilus is half health. But neither one of us has a ward. I have noticed that when I put a ward in the mid bush, yeah, I have to explicitly ask for a ward from the support, which isn't great. Sometimes it feels like it's not worth it to ward that mid bush. I mean, you see high or low streamers doing it, but um, and it is good for the level 1 because sometimes you can catch people who like move all the way through the mid brush into to the to the brush near your turret, and they don't realize that it's warded, so your whole team can collapse on them. But that situation is pretty rare. At this elo anyway. No. Pretty good kill here. I took a turret shot, unfortunately, which is going to allow Pantheon to flash on me and kill me. Um, but it's not the worst because Pantheon gets both of the kills. How did Nautilus die here? Yeah, they went on Nautilus. Oh yeah. Just walked up a little bit too close. Took that tower shot. I'm not sure if it would have been worth it for me to preemptively flash away, because then Pantheon would not have used his flash. In general, I feel it's not a big deal to give supports the kills, if especially if I can save my own flash. I do want to jump on the Varus, but Poppy's in the area. Nautilus pinging me back. To be honest, one thing a lot of supports don't realize is that Tristana, she can just jump in, proc the bomb, and get out. And a lot of time, especially this is with enchanters, not so much with a supports like Nautilus, but with enchanter supports, I want them to understand I'm just gonna jump in, get a quick trade, like explode my bomb, and then I'm gonna jump right out. A lot of time what happens is if I jump in, the support think that I'm trying to all in them, but I'm not. And so they'll be like caught out of position when I try and jump out. And I have to jump out because a lot of time it's just not a situation that I can all in. For example, if we know the jungler's in the area, I don't want to be chasing them all the way down to their turret. So I would just jump in, get a bomb off. But unfortunately I can't really play like that too much because I feel 90% of the time the support just follow me too deep and then they can't get out when I get out. Now the wave's in a good spot. We've just been kind of slow pushing this wave. Nautilus missing another hook. Unfortunate. Tethering that Pantheon stun so he can't go on me. Mm. I maybe should have jumped on him, but I was kind of scared because Pantheon hadn't used anything yet. And then, yeah, so this is a pretty big mistake. Yeah, so if I was going to go in, I should have gone in when Nautilus hooked him. And then maybe I could like flash the Pantheon stun. I'm actually not sure if flashing prevents the Pantheon stun. Like if you flash that stun right there, is it gonna not stun you? I actually don't know that. The reason I didn't go in was because they hadn't used any of their abilities yet, so if they just used the stun on me, use all of Varus' abilities on me. Well, actually Varus had wasted his Q. I didn't think about that. If I account for the fact that Varus wasted Q, then I also had another 20 seconds on my barrier, and I didn't know if Varus had barrier. Wasn't really tracking that. So this is kind of troll for me, I think. Either I should not have jumped in late when I was already half health. Pantheon already used all his spells on me. And Varus had another Q up. Should have went for the fast play. So, yeah, this is pretty bad. Varus gets caught. I think we will get the kill here. But Poppy's here. Yeah. Did I take a tower shot? How many tower shots did I take? Yeah, I jumped too far. I took a tower shot from that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just one shot, but that may have been the difference right there. Nautilus could have maybe hooked and rooted the Poppy. Give me time to get out. So yeah, getting hit by towers, not great. going a little bit too far, not knowing the turret range exactly. Not much going on at this point. Okay, here's an engage from Nautilus. We don't know where their support and jungle are. Support's right there. I get Varus ulted. Now at this point, I'm not even sure that we win the all-in. Um, yeah, this is kind of rough. Because I'm sure Nautilus thinks that we win this, especially with the support not on the screen. But, and we do have a level advantage. I'm level 7 to Varus level 6. But, I mean, if Pantheon just come in and stun me, I don't think that there's anything I can do. I think I just die. I lost like half my health bar before getting any damage off. Plus the jungle was in the area, so it probably would have been a bad idea to fight. So unfortunately Nautilus wastes his flash. And this is not a good fight either. Mm. Our jungler is top. That's the main problem with this, with fighting dragon right now. It's a 3v4, assuming that Vlad comes down. Nautilus is half health. He dies without using his ulti. Yeah. So, just a terrible fight. I should have just pinged him off, like, as soon as I saw our jungler top. There's no reason to be there at all. So I'm 2-3, which is not a great position to be in. I still don't have my first item. Well, I opted for the boots instead, probably because I didn't have enough gold for a BF sword base at some point. I don't really know why Vex is here. There's really nothing to do here. We can't die them. On full health. Plus Poppy's right there on the minimap. Good thing we didn't. But now they're just gonna get collapsed on. There's really nothing we can do. They just got caught in the middle of the river. I can't believe I tried to save them. This is not something I normally would do. Yeah, they're just gonna get squished, sandwiched by their team in the river. I think my idea was maybe I can bomb Varus and get out, but nope. Malphite even TP's down here. I sort of died for nothing for this play. Plus they do have a Shen, which kind of warps which fights you can take. Malphite and come down here, but it's kind of a waste. Because I just kind of died for nothing. Another R. You can buffer the Varus R, which is really nice. And now look how much damage Varus Q is doing. I was not expecting this 4-man tower dive, but it makes sense with the dragon being up again. Let me back up a little. So we see Vlad shoving in a wave. We see our jungler doing the Rift Herald. So assuming the enemy jungler is bot, which we generally have to assume if you don't know where they are. Um, and then Vlad just shoved in that wave. Should be a tell that he's roaming. And then the way that they're playing here, like army under my own tower, you know, I wasn't really expecting this, but it's not too surprising that they were ready, given the fact that the dragon was up, our jungler just showed doing Rift, Vlad just shoved in a wave, missing on the map, plus the fact they have a Shen means equals 4-man tower dive. So, probably should have seen that coming, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, we do lose our tower for it, it's not great. I should have, whenever you know that you're going to get 4-man tower dive, you should just retreat to your T2, and it will waste the enemy's time. We get a T2, which is nice, with the Herald. And for some reason, they didn't take the dragon. I couldn't tell you why they didn't take the dragon, because we all just died. It's completely free. So, lucky dragon there. Now there's a fight going on. Arguably I should go to it. And then this is going to be pretty tilting. I can't believe I died to this Varus here. Really not a great game. Not a great early game from me. Now I'm 2 and 6. uh, I mean, my plan was to just go mid. Oops. My plan was to go mid, shove the wave. And because I'm just not in a great position to fight right now. I don't even have 2 items yet. I feel just very weak. I feel a lot of time I just want to, and my farm is pretty low. You know, I'm 2 and 5. There's a Vlad, Poppy. I just, and we had already taken the dragon. Especially that's the number one factor is that we'd already taken the dragon. I feel there's nothing left to fight over. You know, we're not in a particularly strong position as a team. Kills are even. So there's not really a huge advantage that we have by fighting this. I mean, they can always Shen ulti in, so it's like a 5v5. We don't have numbers advantage. Um, so yeah, I was planning to just ignore this fight. I mean, you could argue that I should have just joined it, but I feel we're not getting anything out of it, so I'd rather just pick up some farm. You could kind of argue either way, but in any case, I shouldn't get killed by this forest here. Oh, there's so many things I did wrong. First of all, he flashed on me. I don't have flash. My flash is 15 seconds left. Now, instead of panicking, I should have just proc bomb so I can get another W. But instead I ult him away before I get the last auto. Now, I still could have just walked up to him and auto him still before the bomb dies. Before the bomb falls off. I would have still got another W. And then me like trying to dodge his Q is kind of embarrassing. I didn't realize how long that he could channel the Q for. I thought by this point, by the time I walked back out, then he would have already fired it. And I can't dodge this Q. So yeah, pretty embarrassing. Really, the main thing to learn there is just not. I do panic ult sometimes. Don't panic ult, just get your bomb reset, and then you can ult him after that. So yeah. Nautilus getting caught in the enemy jungle. I have no idea why he was there. There's a little fight happening mid. Get a kill on Varus. It's important that we see where everybody is before jumping in like this. We see Poppy and Vlad on the bot wave. Shen's on the top. Malphite's kind of nice into Shen because if he's matching into Shen, then he can prevent him from ulting. He can cancel the Shen ult. No. This is not a fight I want to take. Because Poppy and Vlad just rotated from bot lane. So I just let our Vex die. I really just need to farm myself back into the game. I'm so far behind. I'm on 1.5 items. You really need 3 items and a Last Whisper to do anything. I mean, 3 items you can kind of fight. Well, if you're like ahead or you're even, you're relatively strong once you get your first item, your second item spike, and then you're very strong at your third item spike, and then you're super strong at Last Whisper LDR spike. But if you're behind, you don't really want to be fighting on your 1 or 2 item spikes. You gotta accelerate yourself to your third item, get your Last Whisper, if possible, by just like giga farming it up. That's if you're behind. If you're ahead, then it's more standard. You just fight on your item spikes. But if you're behind, you need those 3 items. Looks like there's a dragon soon, and Poppy is kind of trolling, but it works out for them. Can't believe I just get one shot here, but I mean, it kind of makes sense. They have a ton of CC between the two of them. I should have, is there anything I could have done? Well, okay. Yeah, instead of walking toward the Poppy, I should have walked backward from her, stayed at the max auto range. When she, yeah, like right here, instead of walking up, I should be still walking back. She does flash though. Um, but yeah, if I had been at max auto range, I don't think that even flash stun would have killed me. A very small mechanical detail, but I do think it would have made a difference. It's always a good idea to keep melees on the max auto range distance. So we get the dragon for killing Poppy. It doesn't really matter too much that I got caught because they were both kind of out of position way too deep in our jungle for our team to collapse on them. We can get a collapse on the Shen. Should get a kill here. But as you can see, it kind of takes forever to kill him. I don't even have Infinity Edge. I really just need some more farm. We are getting kind of carried by the Talon right now through the early and mid game. But pretty soon, Talon's going to fall off. He's an assassin. We're going to have to team fight 5v5. And I'll need to have some items by then, so we don't just get steamrolled by Varus. Vladimir flash on me, but I just barely survive it by jumping over the wall. I don't really think we can do anything to them here. I just need more items. If I had more items, maybe we could kill them, but I can't really contribute to this situation. I just need to leave. So we do get out. Setting our vision around Baron. Oh, looks like we just gotta pick on Varus somehow. Yeah. Varus is dead. We're trying to see if we can do Baron. I'm surprised that we called this, but they seem to not be aware that we're doing it. So this may work out. I'm not quite sure. No. They're beginning to collapse on us. We have to turn. Yeah, there's no way we could have finished the Baron, so we have to turn. Not sure if Malphite needed to ult the solo Shen, but we get the kill on him. We're at least preventing them from doing the Baron, hopefully. Now, hang on. I'm gonna go back and check. I said earlier I didn't have Infinity Edge when we were getting the pick on that Shen. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. Just wanted to double check that. So again, we just barely get out. They may be on the Baron now. It's unlikely. Their jungler is dead. But I do want to get in there and get some vision. Oh, they are on it. I mean, our jungler's dead too, so as long as they have enough DPS, they can rush it. Malphite doesn't have ult, so we can't do anything here. So they walk away with the Baron. Probably wasn't a good idea for our team to start it in the first place. I mean, if I have 3 items, we can rush down the Baron. It's like twice as fast because you can just keep resetting your Q, you have perma Q, perma E. Baron dies in like 15-20 seconds or something. But without that item, uh, without Navori, it can take like a full minute. It's very slow. So, whenever I don't have a third item, it's probably a bad idea to go along with those rush Baron calls. So Talon managed to get 2 picks, but he dies, so this dragon's a 4v3. No Varus, no Shen. Well, Shen's back in 20, so. I'm always very scared to just walk up and auto against like a Vlad, because he's just gonna one-shot me if I get too close. There's a Shen ulti. Yeah, Vlad can kind of just walk at you if you don't have someone between you and him. I'm just not strong enough to do enough damage to him yet to burst him down. That's why I really need my third item and LDR. So it's looking pretty grim at this point. We're getting our inhibitor taken. Vlad's flashing under tower. I barely survive. I have 6 HP after that. But Vlad wastes his flash, which is pretty huge. This fight would be so much better with my third item. Could get more resets, more bombs. I just desperately want some more gold because we're already like in the late game team fight stage, but I still don't have my third item. So I just auto from a safe distance as much as I can. And it's kind of inevitable that they're gonna go on me. They have a Poppy, a Shen, a Vlad. But need to do my best to stay at max range and not get one shot. This is not looking like a good fight. But somehow we kill 2 of them. Finally I have my third item. Maybe that's making the difference. Let's see how much damage I'm doing now. Yeah, I get gone on by Poppy. I guess she kind of just died for that. Her team wasn't there to follow up. You know, Varus actually got ulted here. After I killed the Poppy, I should have gone on to Varus. He's on the right side of my screen, but I didn't really see him. I was kind of focused on the Vlad. I mean, to be fair, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe, I was pretty focused on tethering the Vlad. I do not want to get eat by him, so maybe that's okay. I bombed Pantheon, which is kind of a waste. Then I just auto the Shen to death. So didn't have to do too much that fight, just some standard auto from max range. Don't get killed by the Vlad. Now we get a Baron off of that. This Baron now is really fast with my third item. It does kind of make you go though, so you do typically want to reset right after the Baron. You're not looking to fight. They're gonna get the dragon. This is another very dangerous Vlad walking at you, but he's by himself, so managed to survive it. I did buy the Vamp Scepter for a little bit of sustain. My team wants to chase this Shen, but really we just got pushed mid. I mean, they're dead for 30 seconds. This can potentially even be an end. Like, imagine if we had all 5 of our team right here. Well, Taunt's dead, but if we had all 4 of our team right here, it could potentially end. It would be kind of close, but we're not able to end though. But I am very strong. I'm doing a ton of damage now, even without the last whisper. I think the reason I went for Vamp Scepter instead of Last Whisper was because I didn't have enough money. And Bloodthirster would be a good item this game to give you the shield against Vlad. So yeah, I do buy the full BT. Alternatively, I could have sold Dorns and just got Last Whisper, but I feel the shield could come in handy against the Vlad one shot. So I'm finally relevant in this game now that I picked up some kills, some shutdowns. Poppy. So at first I thought, I was spam pinging like danger because I'm not. I mean, I'm assuming that Talon trying to 1v1 Poppy is not a great idea at this stage of the game. I mean, she's a tank, right? I mean, he is really fed, but it does end up working out. Talon's basically out of the fight though. So I just auto the Pantheon here. Avoid the Vlad E, which is pretty critical. I was very close to being hit by that E. I just barely miss it. And now everybody's low, I'm full health, I can jump in, finish the Vlad, finish the Varus. Very close to dying here, but I managed to get that Quadra. And we end the game off of that fight. So the story of this game is sort of just, I was behind. I kind of avoid fights the entire game until I have some relevant damage. And then every fight just play like on the edge, kind of play pretty scared against all their engaged, like Poppy, Pantheon, Shen. And then when you're finally relevant, then you can just kind of one-shot everybody. It helped a lot that Poppy was killed early, so I don't have to worry about the Poppy counter engage. Like if Poppy was still alive, there's no way I would have been able to jump in and finish killing them off like that. But Malphite gets a nice ult to stall their team. A very nice dodge on the Vlad E, and then all their CC's up. So they just don't quite have enough to kill me through the Bloodthirster shield. Yeah, I was thinking about if it might have been better for me to. I should have finished the Varus, honestly. Well, when I jumped in, I was looking at the Vlad because he's the scariest, but I should have just put one auto on the Varus. Just auto the Varus once, I would have killed him. So I wouldn't have taken this much damage, probably. But also the Vlad, I was looking at the Vlad's the empowered Q. Yeah, he wasn't able to get his Q off, his empowered Q. Yeah. So if Vlad had got the empowered Q off, then that would have been a ton of damage right there. Did he W? When did he W? Yeah, he W right here. He'd. So yeah, you could. I mean, even regardless, it's maybe I should have just autoed the Varus anyway, because look how much damage I took from just Varus. That's a ton of damage. Um, but going straight onto the Vlad did allow me to prevent his empowered Q from going off. I'm not sure which is more important. I mean, if Varus is 1 health, um, who knows? But maybe it's cooler this way, because then I finish the fight with 1 HP. It's more fun. So yeah, that's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one.